If you want to draw eyes, stop doing this almond shape. First off, eyes aren't symmetrical. What you can do instead is to do the ramen bowl method. Step 1, draw the eye shape. So this ramen bowl method starts with a parallelogram. Yes, you heard that right, folks. Rather than an almond shape, it's actually better to start with a parallelogram. Our eyes aren't completely symmetrical. Instead, it's shaped more like this. So it's not exactly equal like how most beginners make it. Alright, now that we have this parallelogram, let's insert the ramen bowl. See those two corners right there? We're gonna draw our ramen bowl into the parallelogram and basically just draw curvy lines to connect it to the parallelogram. This part right here is gonna be our tear duct. Next up, we're gonna draw half a circle. I know that in my earliest videos, I told you guys to draw a full circle, but no, never do that. Drawing a full iris makes your character look crazy. Alright, now I'm gonna erase all the guidelines so you guys can see the sketch more clearly. Keep in mind that I'm using a soft eraser. I'm also gonna draw the eyelid and the eyebrows. Notice how the eyelashes are curved downwards rather than upwards, but you know, honestly, that just depends on the angle of your eye. The reason why I keep erasing my drawing with a soft brush is to make it easier for me to paint later on. Lastly, I use the mesh transformation to fix any deformities, and for people drawing on paper, you can just go sit in a corner and cry. Once we finish our sketch, it's time to make another layer, and now it's time to color. Okay guys, everyone's been pestering me to reveal my brushes, thinking that getting my brushes is the secret to making good drawings. And well, you guys are absolutely correct. I cannot live without these babies, and I wouldn't be able to paint the way I do without them. This is super essential in coloring, and basically I have 3 main brushes. First is this brush, which is just a really hard brush. This is the default brush in Clip Studio. Second is my favorite brush. I use this baby for sketching, blending, and refining my drawings. And third is this, which I use mainly for hair because it's textured. The first thing to do is to lay out the base color. I use the hard brush. Now it really just depends on your art style and color palette to choose the base color, but I use colors around here. They're desaturated and dark, which I think is really cool. It makes them look like vampires, and vampires are like sexy. Okay, so if you try to study actual pictures of eyes, there's a lot of things you can notice. First off, the eyes aren't completely white. They're more of a grayish kind of color. This triangular part right here is really light compared to the eye, and around the tear duct, the color is actually kind of light. So here's just a reference for you guys to know where to put the shadows and the lights. So now that we have that guide, let's put the shadows and highlights. I basically just put large blobs of these 3 colors onto the drawing, and I use my hard brush for this. So now I'm using my favorite brush to do a lot of blending. I'm just smoothing out the colors that I just put. Also guys, I cannot stress this enough, but literally I would not have blended so well if it weren't for my brushes. These babies are literal lifesavers, and I think that it's important that everyone finds the right brush for themselves. Since it's kind of part of my style to color eyes this way, I colored the eye with a dark purple color. Trust me on this one guys, it's not gonna look so purple after finishing the painting, so trust the process. Next, I shaded the eyelid part, but then I realized that I was drawing on the wrong layer. So I'm just blending more and more and painting darker colors just to define my drawing even more. Also, this part is actually kind of reddish. I legit do not know the terms for the eye part, so bear with me on this one, guys. Update, I just realized that it's called the waterline, and this waterline is actually really light, so do add a stroke of highlight on there. Anyway, for the iris, I picked a dark bluish color. If you notice, the color of the iris is actually pretty close to the color of this part. And the question is it supposed to be that way? Not really. Again, it's just my art style, and I'm just sticking to my color palette. If you feel like it's off, you can change it, whatever. So I just merged both of my layers to make this process easier. I don't know about you guys, but using multiple layers is really tedious, and ain't nobody got time for that. In this part, I'm just making darker colors, basically just putting more contrast on the drawing so that it has a lot more depth, if that makes sense. So now I'm adding the highlights, and it's still not pure white. The thing is that the colors that I picked are within this area inside the box. I did that so it would actually look like I know what I'm doing. Quick tip, if you're coloring, just stick to a certain area in this box. It makes your drawing look balanced. Don't pick out polar opposites. I'm only using really bright colors like this part or this part when I want to bring attention to that certain part. Also, I added some more eyelashes to increase the hotness of my drawing. Doesn't matter if it's a guy or a girl, lashes are always hot. And lastly, I forgot about this, but I'm gonna make another layer and then set it to screen. And basically, I'm just gonna color on my eye just to bring out the highlights. I'm also gonna highlight this part of the under eye just to make it look real, I guess. Okay, here is the full process in case you want to see. Anyway, I just retouched it a little bit more, and now that we've done the eye, let's finally draw the other eye. Alright folks, thanks for watching this video. Why don't you smash that like button and watch this video right here to improve your drawing skills. I'll see you there. Also guys, feel free to follow me on my Instagram right here. And yeah, stay cool.